Okay, here's the griffin statues. This is it. Look, we're going off the map. This is it. Okay, okay. I think we're finally on track.
That skill's not ready.
Back to his roots, Grimdawn. Yeah, today. Today we are. Maybe more than today, but right now we are.
That skill's not ready.
Yesterday, to kind of get the dust off, I played my Oathkeeper for like an hour. I gotta say, this combination of classes, I think, is still my favorite. Like, because of the whole hybrid system in this game, like, even if you're just like, I want to play a summoner, there's like 8 different hybrid class variations that you could say as a summoner. And so many different ways to do it, and I love it. And so I've got a lot of max level summoners. But I think this combination's my fave.
That skill's not ready.
Alright. Okay, hold on. Game... Hunting Horns, this is PS4, and all your Guild Wars 2 Yo, D-Doc sent me, like, copper and gold, yesterday. You don't need anything to stream on PS4, it's built in. Chat, please, when this here, every class has a pet, the Palico, Hunting Horn, Hunting Horn is buff. Certainly everyone has dot damage poison. This game, is it orange being the top tier of loot drops? Is orange. I think top tier is purple, like this right here. I think this is top tier. It's like there's green, and then blue is above green, and then there's purple. And then this light blue is crafted, like I made this. Never did horn. It is gigantic looking, like the ribs that tip over Fred Flintstone's. The horn is that big. Every button is a note. You combine notes to create song buffs for your team, like an EverQuest Bard. I like the EverQuest Bard. I played that. It freaking gives you carpal tunnel. A lot of the status effects and stuff revolve around picking a weapon tailored to the monster you fight. You have various weapons, elemental damage. Now, see, as with that, I both love and hate that. And the reason I would hate that is if, like, let's say I just fell in love with playing with the hunter horn that you mentioned, right? Let's say I'm like, this is my jam. And then someone's like, you can't bring that to this fight. That would be such a video game turnoff for me. If just like I wasn't allowed to certain encounters because I wanted to play that build. Now, I can also respect, like, you know, okay, you shouldn't bring fire damage to the Molten Core because it doesn't do damage here. I get that, but I'm thinking more like, we don't allow mages to come to Molten Core. Like, that kind of thinking would just make me just throw up my hands in the air. I see for world draws, see, you get a few oranges. Now this color here is crafting materials. If you saw this is crafting materials. And then, oh, this orange is like potions. Maybe you saw this. These are potions. So you're caught up now. That is true. I never did that in Monster Hunter. I played Horn as a support CC and would stun exhaust buff teams. You can bring anything and the fights are doable. It's not like you're thinking. Okay, cool, cool. Journal of Captain Foud, page 2. I bet that journal, well, no, wait, there's more to the dungeon. I was going to say, if this is the last room, it's possible that journal's going to have a clue as to where the next thing is. A priest named Tuha arrived today. He's a hard and unapproachable man. He asked to have his entourage put up for the duration of their stay, which of course I agreed to. After a night's rest, he asked to be shown the premises culminating in the underground chamber. As we made our way through the fort, I pointed out various features and soldiers of note. Prince Tuha showed little interest. Later on, he interrupted a demonstration by the blades and asked to be shown across the bridge. I shudder every time I cross that expanse. Despite my training, I cannot help but fear falling over the edge. The water below would break my fall, but there is no way back should I survive its icy depths. Once beyond the bridge, Tuha became very interested. He examined every rock, crevice, pushing and pulling on bits of the mosaic adorning the walls. He was searching for weaknesses, I presume. We spent the remainder of the day here. I sent the food several times, but he touched little of it. Finally, late into the night, he was satisfied of what I could not say, and I dare not ask. You're not going to be disallowed from certain encounters because you're going to play with me. There's a fire horde. So, the biggest fights in that game, how many players do they take in Monster Hunter World? Like, we talking 5 player, 10, 25, 40? Oh, what's that beautiful noise?
Can't do that yet.
4 player. Chris J. Barfield, 16 months. Hold on. I actually have to tab out of this game to turn the mustache on. It doesn't let me do it in game. Mackling Douglas Bartholomew Reginald Esquire the fourth, and Sir Chauncey Van Snuffles the third thanks you. Chris J. Barfield and welcomes you back to the Bone Zone VIP Lounge. We hope you enjoy your stay. Tea and crumpets are on the way. Giveaways every week. Please take a seat, but you'll only need the edge. Welcome back, buddy. Thank you for that prime. Supporting my bad habits.
That skill's not ready.
4, but the monsters scale to the amount of players. So are you saying I could literally attempt and have a good chance, if I was good at it, every single fight in the game? Like, there's not like a raid like Molten Core that requires 40 people. Huh, okay, that's cool.
That skill's not ready.
That's cool. Interesting. Terranthur the Soundstorm. Now, I do out-level this guy, but this is the boss of this area. Giant stone griffin thing. Second Seal of Morganeth. Now, there is other drops, just to show this really quickly. There's other stuff, but I've got a loot filter hiding the stuff I don't really care much about. Is this a... Yeah, it is. It is.
That skill's not
Thought
ready.
so. What is this? Ether marked. Yeah, figured. Every one of these. There's a raid button there with broken into teams of 4. Interesting. Okay.
It's good to see Muck play a game he's good at Kappa.
Earlier today, Doc messaged me on Discord and he's like, hey, and I'm like, what's up? And he goes, how many bits to make the robot lady say what I type? And I was like, it's 100 or more. Did you save up watching commercials all day to insult me with my own dang robot? I bet you did. Yes. Mark like Douglas Bartholomew Reginald Esquire the Fourth, thanks you for your generous contribution. Second seal. Okay, we have a piece. Okay, so the next one. This is the Griffith. Alright, no wall break. Wait a minute. Oh my god, I totally forgot you could do that. Where's... There's a way to rotate the camera in this game, but I don't remember how. Think of it the world, Howling Chasm, just prior to the Vanguard of the Three Rift. Okay. Vanguard of the Three Rift. Right there. Howling Chasm, just prior, break through a wall where the compass shows. Hang on. So in this picture, he did not include... Here, I'm going to show you guys. His mini map is in the photo, but not the big map. So I gotta figure out where that is on this. He said prior, which should be over here, right? So I need to go back. Hey, DJ Destruct. It is a reunion. All these wonderful people.
That skill's not ready.
Basalt crags. Break through a wall where the compass shows. It doesn't... Hold on. I literally don't see any spots that match that mini-map. Oh, right there, Howling Chasm. Okay, so I need to go there first. Alright, we on the right track. I was AFK, did Muck answer me? Remind me on your thoughts on Warframe. I don't know that I've ever discussed Warframe. I don't know much about it. I think just the... I looked at it once ages ago, and just the general aesthetic of it, just people in mech warrior suits, I was just kind of like, eh. So I don't have an informed opinion. You'll love the price on Warframe, the game I don't know. Oh, wow. Dude. I feel like if the best you can say is you'll love the price about something, that's not great. Alright, we're off the map. We have found the second secret area with the help of the World Wide Web. The grind is real with Warframe. I don't mind a grindy game if I'm having fun and people enjoy watching it. Played EverQuest for 10 years. It's a great game, but the gameplay loop is an acquired taste. The grind is real, but it's super satisfying. That's what she said.
That skill's not ready.
Alright, so somewhere in here is the next seal, I guess.
That skill's not ready.
Oh, get that. EQ grind, nothing compared to Warframe. Getting through the stupid story Warframe, I gave up 5 or 6 planets in. I mean, if it has a story, if it has like a storyline and not just good luck, you know, and shoves you out into the world, it sounds like it's already a little more handholdy. But no, I mean, it's easy to make a game to be grindy and take forever. You just, like, take any game, increase the amount of experience required to level up by 1,000, and boom, you've got a grindy game. Like, it's not really something that's difficult to do. Tutor's travel log. Oh god, where did that go? I count the days since setting off from the gardens of Atef and the grim events of the fateful night. The Grand Magus Morganoth and his acolytes were felled by the wisdom and might of the Temple Wardens, but what the Heretic unleashed cannot be so easily halted, it can merely be contained. While the eternal night lies dormant beyond the ruined gate, the final burden fell to but one. If the Corvin people are to be truly free from this darkness, then none can know of where the seal lies hidden. In that, I have offered myself, for no other could be entrusted with this grave duty. Vizier Erhaman swore to pray upon the path of ascension that my sacrifice not be in vain, and granted me his holy sigil so that none will stand in the way of what I must do. I pity the men and that now accompany me on this journey, for they do not know the heavy price they will soon be forced to pay. Eternal Sun, protect me that I had endured these crimes, and eternal pox upon the heretics that have caused this calamity and what I am forced to do. May Ulzuin thrust his burning fist into their souls that they may feel the agony of death once more. Dang! I left my finest acolyte, Herod, to suffer through the desert maw. I do this knowing that my unexpected betrayal will drive him deep inside the terror beneath the sands in a vain attempt to seek escape in his revenge. He was always so driven and resilient and loyal. Now I've repaid his long service with agony. May the first seal be devoured over 1,000 years. The second seal's location offered little respite from the evils I was duty-bound to commit. There, the lives of my caravan were forfeit so that their tongues may never slip the location of the cursed object. While this was not done by my hand, the blades of Atef saw to the grisly deed, and their every move felt as if I was the perpetrator. I now set out with what remains of my entourage for the final location, where the third seal will forever lie beyond the reach of the blessed sun, and where I will forever remain to atone for my sins. So, again, these are clues that people use to figure out where these things were. Halinx the Forgotten.
That skill's not ready.
So I've got the second seal. I think we're about to get the third, and then we still have to go find the first. Yup.
You can't do that yet.
To his letter. Where did that go? Namia, my desert flower, how my heart aches to be with you and the children one last time. I fear this letter will not find its way to you, but I must write down my thoughts nonetheless. You see, I've lied to you when I said I set out beyond the Apesh Mountains. I'm not returning home. One more task remains that will take me to where even the light of our divine cannot reach, where I will forever remain. While I cannot speak of what I must do, please know that it is of the most vital importance in order to keep you safe, to keep us all safe. I am sure you think I exaggerate, but after what I have witnessed, I no longer think there are limits to the evils mankind is capable of. In that, I am no exception, for the path I have undertaken is dark with the blood of my fellow men, men that trusted my every command. Know that in my final moments, I will think only of your beautiful smile. Your face will be the only sun I will worship for the remainder of my days. Give the children my love, yours until the suns burn cold and the stars go dark.
That skill's not ready.
My vote is, EQ Grunge looking for the Warcraft, blah, 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 blah. My vote is still WC3. Warcraft 3? I think the only, I think the closest thing to an RTS that I've played on this channel was They Are Billions. And it did okay. It definitely wasn't a huge hit. I love Grim Dawn. Me too, Timetail. I'm glad there's new stuff. Okay. So I guess we should... Okay, so we've already been here. Alright, so I need to find the... We found 2 of the 3 seals. So let me scroll up. Where is the first one? Say searching. There's a wormhole to the right side of Corvin Sands. Let's try to find the first piece. So I got part 2, can't find part 1. Nothing in the city sketch unless I'm missing something. Let's just look close so you can see the entrance on the map. Okay, let's go back to Corvin Sands again. So we've got Seal 2 and Seal 3. So... I know right here is where the plateau starts. For you, Muck, and your enjoyment, would you rate Pee-wee or Grim Dawn as the most fun for you personally when you play? Okay, honestly, dude, I like them both very much. I would wow, did I seriously just stumble into it by accident? I think I just found it. I would probably say the one I have not played most recently. Like, they are both amazing games, and they both, you know... What is this thing? It's the thing that ate Boba Fett, chat. Like, they're both great games. I mean, if you're broke, I'll say Path of Exile because it's free to get started. Whereas this game, you gotta buy the base game. But I enjoy both of those. Like, you know, this game, like, look at this. You have a skill tree for your first class. You have a skill tree for your second class. And then you have this monster. And then Path of Exile also has the massive, gigantic skill tree, and then the skill gems thing. They both have massive character customization. Both of them great games.
I can't do that.
Did I have the resistances capped on this character? Yeah, I pretty much did.
Skill's not ready.
That's part of the reason I'm not taking a lot of damage. Like, I do out-level the stuff on this difficulty setting, but I'm not taking hardly any damage on the small mobs, and it's because the resistances are capped. Maw entrance. Is that where I need to go? Oh, there we go, there we go. Bit off a little bit. Same, can't go wrong with it, yeah.
Can't do that yet.
I mean, honestly, like, if you like ARPGs, I would say bounce back and forth between them based on whichever one released the most recent update. I mean, Path of Exile has some new stuff coming down the pipe for... Like, they've got the new thing, what is it? The Metamorph League is almost out, and then PoE 2 next year. And then this game just got a huge update yesterday, which we're getting to try out right now.
Can't do that yet.
Man, we haven't even started. It's freaking roguelike dungeon. I have to do like a attunement quest line. Now I'm thinking of EverQuest like getting like EverQuest had raids where every member of the raid had to get keyed for the raid, and it would take like a month to get a person keyed. So everybody had to be like working on their key to make it to the first raid. Like, all right, first raid is in January. Be keyed by them. Bob's not keyed. Well, I guess Bob's not going to the raid.
Skill's not ready.
These things just keep splitting when they die. Or they're like laying eggs or something.
Can't do that yet.
Oh my goodness.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, I mean, on the subject of action RPGs, I also dabble in Last Epoch, which is a game that was given to me for free because they knew I streamed, and they gave me a copy for free just for like publicity, and I streamed it for a couple of weekends in a row, and been keeping my eye on it. It's in pre-release. Like, you can buy a copy and play it right now, but it's essentially like beta. But they've got a thing where it's like, you pick a class, that class has a talent tree, then you can pick one of 2 to 3 subclasses, those have talent trees, and then this is where it differs. Each ability you put on your bar, and you can have up to 6 down there, those have talent trees. And so you can play it many, many times and keep playing even the same base character and have very different experiences. Gerblix the Digestive. There's the seal. It is good to know we're in the right place. Okay, is there anything more in this room?
That skill's not ready.
Last Words of Herod, page 3. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of acid. I'm glad my acid resist is up there. They're trying to get me tripping, chat. Alright. Okay, we're open the way to the Lost Oasis. Alright, where do we take this thing? Shuri Crumble Pathway, Valley of the Chosen. Okay. Let's go to the world map. Ruins of Abed, Eldritch Gate, Corvin City, Infernal Wit. This is all no good to me. Where's Valley of the Chosen? Corvin City? It's by the Corvin City Rift. There. Okay. Alright. Either one or two allows you to cross now to reach the entrance. You'll be asked to use the seals. Wait, what? Okay, I think right there? I think right there?
That skill's not ready.
Oh, that's a big boy. Whoa, statues coming to life and stuff. These things are really high level, the statues. Because, like, I'm playing on lower difficulty. See, a lot of these mobs are 75, 77, and I'm 100. And the statues are level 105. So, like, for the difficulty, they are really high level. Use the Seals of Morganeth on the barrier. Alright. Okay. Well, it's taken an hour of the stream, but we're almost to the entrance of the new content. Oh my gosh, what is this? Fragile, that's what. They did change one of my favorite items. Where's my equipment? Right here. A Mythical Will of Bismiel. So this item used to give +1 to the number of familiars you had. So this right here, all the talents in this row buff your familiar. So if you had like a bunch of those talents purchased, it essentially doubled their effectiveness because you got a second one. Now, instead, it gives +1 projectile to it, so it fires like a forked projectile instead of one shot, and vastly increases the damage, but it doesn't give you 2 anymore. Also, major buffs to Conjure Primal Spirit, which is my highest damaging summon, the limited time duration one, and a bunch of other cool stuff. So it is still probably best in slot for my build, but not quite as insane as it used to be. Eat the Diablo.
Can't do that yet.
Lost Oasis. I really hope there's a waypoint in here so that if, yeah, let's say I just had to log off and come back, I don't have to run all the way back here. I hope we unlock a teleporter. I will backtrack for craft mats. 2 is report page 1. When the summons arrived to discuss what had transpired in the gardens of Atef, I could not believe my own eyes. This was once a place of festivities and worship. I still remember the first time my father took me to see the brightly colored lanterns of the night festival, a tribute to Atef, who would never again see the light of Ran. But this darkness, this is twisted beyond comprehension. The Grand Magus perverted the worship of a Tef into something unrecognizable, and for that the Vizier handed down the most serious judgment, exorcism by fire. Oh my god, you are exorcised from the church. By fire. At his command, I set out with an entourage of priests and temple wardens from the great Corvin city. We will purge the heresy and all those who dare defy the Corvin faith. Oh my gosh. Muck, did you like my clip? Dude, I told you. I was like, man, I'd be embarrassed if someone saw a clip of me, like, screaming the F-bomb at teammates. I mean, yeah, it was a great... I'll say, I said a couple of things there. One, it's almost impressive that you're doing that by clicking the buttons on your bar, because that means, Wisty, you would be even better and scarier if you were using keyboard combinations. Two, no one ever focused you in that clip. Like, no one ever looked at you. So it seemed kind of like a bad example of what the build can do, because no one ever bothered you. And three, you were just like screaming F-bombs at your teammates, and I was just like, oh my lord. Isn't that just setting people on fire? Yeah, it's basically just burning at the stake with more steps. Yeah, Wisty showed me a clip of him playing as Necro, and after he revived, like, his third teammate in a row, he yells, "Stop dying, you effing," or "Stop effing dying, you effing effers," or something like that. I was just like, god dang. Wisty's so angry. The high skill levels... No. Like, I said it's impressive because that means that if you learned how to use the keyboard, you would be even better. You're playing with shackles on you, buddy. It's just like if I am aiming at a target and I want to cast this spell, you have to go click, click. And no matter how fast you are with the mouse, it would be quicker just to hit the keyboard button. So, like, knowing how good I know you are in PvP, I was shocked to see you doing that. Did you talk about your Pro Gamer monthly... Wait, what? Did you talk about your Pro Gamer money-making moves video? No, I haven't.
Can't do that.
I don't have, like, a command to pull that up yet. If anyone's interested, I released my newest video that I worked very hard on, which is a how to make money with low effort in Guild Wars 2, and it's on the YouTube channel. And it's basically got, like, 10 or 30 tips or something of things you can do to earn money with, each individual thing is very low effort and earns money, and it adds up very fast. The star on this guy's head is, new. That didn't used to look like that. Sharpshooter's glass eye. Is that a weapon or like a hat? That's a hat.
That skill's not ready.
Oh, we got some debuffs. Tainted plus crit damage minus speed. Resistant minus physical resistant but plus elemental resistant. Okay, so they're like trade-offs.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, click the skills I want to self-target. That's why I use the... Thank you, Doc. Doc, that video of that guild tearing down that boss in like a minute and a half, and they had one druid in the party. He had water spirit. I think I might change my opinion, because here's the thing. If you don't need cleansing at all, and you're in a 10-man party, because water spirit affects 10 people, and healing spring affects 5, then I'm like, alright, I could see water spirit being great. But if you need cleansing, or you're only healing 5 people, I still love healing spring. It's just, it's easier. Blue? Oh, I love blueprints. Because if you're, like, a blueprint affects your whole account. Mogdragon's Tranquility. That's pet stuff. +3 to Briarthorn, Primal Bond, and +1 to all skills and Shaman if you get the whole set. Fills you and nearby allies with Mogdragon's Tranquility, emboldening them and their beastly companions. This ability must be toggled to maintain effect. Okay. So it's part of a whole set. I wonder if I have any other pieces of that.
That skill's not ready.
The Heretic. And, no, Wisty, I could not hear you laughing. I just assumed you were insanely angry. Plus, your video was muted. I couldn't hear anything.
Can't do that.
Oh, Eldritch Essence. There's one of those things we heard about earlier when I was going to the wrong area to summon the optional, like, Uber bosses or something. Ah, shoot. I need to backtrack. I need to go back and take that other turn.
Can't do that yet.
What were you recording it with, Wisty?
I can't do that.
Right. Yeah, I think the main thing, Doc, is that it affects more people. Use the dynamite to blow open the treasure chest. Yeah, sure.
I can't do that yet.
But in, like, a fractal, Doc, especially when you've got, like, We Bleed Fire, you know, something like that, where there's just insane condies. The fact that Healing Spring cures 2 condies off everyone every 2 seconds for 12 seconds is just so good, you know? It's basically we're immune to condies while we stand in this circle. And because it's just a persistent water field, you know, you guys even trigger tons of your own healing combos without even meaning to.
That skill's not ready.
Requires a skeleton key. I think this is the start of the actual place. Okay, so I'm going to make a portal here, like a town portal, and I'm going to go to town for a second. If you stand in the circle. Yeah, for sure, but, I mean, often, like, dude, on those maps, usually, if We Bleed Fire's going on, you guys are whimpering and running over to me, so it's really easy. Who do I turn this into? Especially on something like, what was it, the Siren's Reef? Siren's Reef, like, the Healing Spring covers like half the ship. Bring the tome to Kargon at the Conclave of the Three. I'm in the Conclave of the Three right now. No, that's him. I swear I just went over there.
Greetings, Seeker.
Is that not it? The Maw of Annette. I'm looking at the wrong one. Report back in your discovery. Who do I tell this to? Okay, hold on. There's another star up here now. And it's not him. Okay, y'all are being so dumb. Okay, whatever. Let's just go back. How are we doing on bag space? I still got like 3 backpacks with plenty of room. Alright.
Be what's left of my
Let me see.
wares.
Empowered Brawler, sell that. Sell that. Beastskin Starter, no. No. Powered Malady. Devil Tongue, one-handed range. Cool stuff. Doesn't help my build though. Alright.
Well spent.
Let's see if we can do this. Where did I leave that portal? There it is. I think what would make Druid a really nice healer is if their pet jumped or just supported the party more. Or if their pet healed. Yeah, I mean, there are some pets whose like the red Moa emits a Fury, but the Druid can easily have 100% Fury uptime on the party. The Fernhound does a 1,000 over 10 regeneration to the party. That's 100 hit points per second. Unacceptable! So there are some, but they're just poop. But I mean, honestly, the fact that they're fire, and also that in that video they said that they had their druid give up the spotter talent and get hidden barbs to have more damage because they didn't need the spotter, and the druid still pulled like 7k damage, and then they had their firebrand pulling like 40k. I was just like, get out of here. Was that mob's name Taylor Swift? I thought that said Taylor Swift. Alright, so I think we're officially in the dungeon. I just had to spend a skeleton key to enter, which means if I win, lose, die, close the game, like, that key is gone. I would have to craft another one to get back in. I think it started. Lots of bristly fur. Are we just like floating in the void of space?
That skill's not
It might be. Ooh.
Can't do that yet.
You know, I was thinking about this today, D-Doc. You know what else I think would really be nice? So, the set of gear that has the highest set of concentration, which is very nice for Druid, because of how many buffs they do, is Harriers. Harriers has power as the highest stat, and healing power and concentration as the secondary stats. And we really don't care about power. But most druids use Harriers for the concentration. If there was a set of gear that where healing power was the highest stat, concentration was the second, and either defense or vitality
That skill's not
or even Condi damage was the third, because Druid has easy access to condition damage. Like even the one in that video you saw, he was doing bleeds with a short bow. I think that would help a lot if we weren't forced to use Harrier gear. Like, I love concentration, I just hate that it has like 1200 power in that set of gear that we don't care about. So that would be neat. I don't know if there's any other classes currently using Harriers that would benefit from that as well, but that's just something.
That skill's not ready.
It just loops back. What is this? Opulent chest. Oh yeah, whoever said it earlier was right. It is period and comma to rotate the game.
That skill's not ready.
Is this the next floor? Tomb entrance? Might found level 2. Alright. Ooh, this guy's got a skull on his head. Scion of Hunger. Hungry! Lots of craft mats, I'll take it gladly.
That skill's not ready.
Whoa, that's a big no-no field. We're gonna kite back a little bit.
Skill's not ready.
If it's as damaging as it looks, I don't want to stand on that.
Can't do that. That skill's not ready.
So I guess currently, after Thanksgiving, assuming Steam usually has a sale after Thanksgiving, I think, like a Black Friday type thing. So Joe Neals has put 30 votes into Blair Witch. God have mercy on my soul. So I'm gonna see if I can get Blair Witch on sale. I want to try Dead Cells. So if I can get that at a reasonable price, I'm gonna get Dead Cells. If Monster Hunter World gets cheap enough, maybe I'll get that too. I'll add that to my list. But I'm not making promises on that yet. But you guys have convinced me it's at least better than what I thought. So I will look more into it.
Can't do that yet.
Muck's spending big money. No, Muck is trying to avoid spending big money. That's why I'm talking about looking on Black Friday. Muck feels regretful for spending $60 on Outer Worlds. Not that it wasn't a great game, but I only played through it once and then I felt like I was done with it, so I wish I had gotten it for a lower price. So I really don't want to do that again, especially so soon. I watched a YouTube video today of the main 2 developers of Outer Worlds watching a speedrunner beat Outer Worlds in 12 minutes. They were just like... they sounded like half impressed and half heartbroken. It was insane. Black Friday is very powerful. Also Cyber Monday. What's Cyber Monday? This is a boss room. That was a boss door. What did I just walk into? Grand Magus Morgana.
Skill's not ready.
Okay, well, I outlevel you, Grand Magus. Banish the Knight. Slay Grand Magus Morganoth in the Tower of the Heretic. That we did. There was no loot either. Where's the treasure? Here we go. Okay. Alright. Lots of stuff. Morganeth's Lessons, page 3. Morganeth's Collection. Iris of Eternal Night. Oh, it's the quest item. Neat. Alright, what is this? It is as I told you, my brothers and sisters in darkness. The betrayers inevitably learned of our actions, and they come, oh, they come. They bring their runes and their constructs of mortal war, but they will soon learn that one cannot defy the ultimate truth. The abyss calls to us all. We may fight it, resist it, but in the end, we will all be consumed by it. The gods learned this truth long ago, and even they must ultimately submit. Their stars will not defy their fate forever. The conduit of eternal night is complete. Its unlight, I started to say sunlight. Its unlight will bask the stars in shadow and usher in the unmaking. It matters not what happens to us this day. The betrayers of the temple are too late. The barrier is no more. The great devourer has tasted of our bounty and will be held back no more. They may rip and tear at our flesh. They may even triumph over our mortal forms, but they have not peered into the abyss as we have. They know nothing of what awaits and what is yet to come. Go forth into eternity, my magi. Ooh. So this just seemed like a normal skeleton key dungeon. So the skeleton key dungeons were always like you spend a skeleton key to get in, and then if you died or failed in any way, you were back outside, and you would have to craft a new skeleton key to get back in there, which was a bit expensive to do that over and over. So that's cool. But is that what they were calling the new roguelike? Alright, let's go to town and turn in this iris and see if that's the end of this chain or if there's something else. Borderlands 3 finally got a massive update that makes it worth getting. Yeah, right when Borderlands 3 came out, we did a one full playthrough of that on stream. It was cool. I think after I beat the main story, I opened the game back up one more time. I enjoyed the story, and once I knew how it ended, I was just kind of spent. Found something you might be interested. Oh, wait, hold on. Was it a creature of some sort? You brought me a sample. I don't suppose you spotted the maw of a knot. Was it a gaping hole full of teeth and tentacles? Yes, truly. You wouldn't lie to me, would you? No, that's what I saw. Praise the three. This may be the discovery of a lifetime. This creature must be studied before it vanishes again beneath the sands. What is it? I'm not sure. No one is. That's why it must be studied. So this was the thing that looked like it ate Boba Fett. Until then, I've only read about it in ancient folklore. Sightings seem to be very rare, so rare that they border on myth. If it is real, it may be very old, an ancient relic of a primordial time. The stories describe it as a gargantuan beast living deep beneath the desert. It would appear during times of upheaval or great conflict, revealing only its mouth to feast on unsuspecting creatures or to consume bodies and carrion left behind. Whether it was simply attracted to conflict or somehow a herald of dark times is unclear. In light of what's happening now, this may be the perfect opportunity to study such a beast. Tell me, friend, where did you spot it? East of the Corvin Sands. Fantastic. I will depart immediately. You've done me a great service. Perhaps I'll mention your contribution in my writings of the beast. Glad I could help.
Back so soon.
Here's the iris. Woo! Achievement unlocked. Settled debt. Settle your debt with Riggs. Splendid work. You and I are settled. I'll throw in one last prize for job well done. No favors necessary. Mythical storm-touched chains. Thanks. Okay. Let me go back to the list of the patch notes. Like, is that it? Like, I'm not disappointed or anything, but I'm like, is that everything? Let me go back here. So this is the change log from yesterday. Made significant changes to epic items. There are hundreds of items like the mark sighting. Okay. Rare fixes. Increase the value of certain items. All levels of play. Updated common weapons. Collect his death. So you've taken him or after completing the main story of Forgotten Gods. You may wish to speak to them again to avoid further consequences. The path to a new roguelike dungeon, the Tomb of the Heretic, has been discovered within the Corvin lands. Is that what I just did? Tomb of the Heretic? Did I just do Tomb of the Heretic? Man, I friggin' don't know. I wish I could look at my own stream from like 5 minutes ago and see if I just did that. Let me run back to the teleporter. I never understood the loot gathering games like Borderlands. Playing the same missions over and over to farm zero end games is enjoyable to me. I kill the boss every time to collect the points and not competitive as a go player game. Yeah, Frats, I'm kind of the same way. Like, when I feel like I finally got my dream item and there's nothing left to do, I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, okay, so I did just do Tomb of the Heretic. Okay. Tomb of the Heretic content update features 12 new bosses and mini-bosses, 4 new monster infrequents, 8 new epic items, and 18 new legendary items, most of which are found only in the new roguelike dungeon. The Coven of Ugdenbog now sells into the... Okay, yeah, so that's it. Now, of course, I did that on the base difficulty. So I guess, like, if I fancied it, I could keep, like, crafting I have a couple more skeleton keys. I could keep, like, closing and relaunching the game and doing that dungeon over and over. But that's it. That's what they were calling the new roguelike dungeon. And I guess by roguelike, they mean if you die or something, you're back outside and your skeleton key is spent, you have to relaunch the game to try again, and you're back at square one. So, okay. I admit, I thought they were referring to something else. I did not think they were simply talking about a new skeleton key dungeon, but it's still cool. But yeah, they've got a handful of skeleton key dungeons in the game as it is.